Hey all, welcome to my 3-minute hit. Today is on a company called ARway. ARway if you want, but I think ARway sums it up. Augmented Reality Way. The ticker is ARWY. You probably don't know anything about this company, and that's okay because it's only been around on the public markets for about a year, and it's in an area that a lot of people they don't really understand. That is, one, it's in AI, which everybody loves, but nobody's really gotten a grip on yet. Two, it's in AR, augmented reality, and that is something that a lot of people are interested in, but few people have actually figured out how to make money with. Stay with me. And they're in wayfinding, so that's where the ARway comes into it. Now, wayfinding is a thing that not many people really understand about. Even if they're exposed to it on a regular basis, they don't really get it. Let me give you an example. If you get off the ferry in Victoria, out here in BC, and you start walking around the town, you will find you know where to go really quickly. That is because at every intersection, there is signage that shows you where you want to go, whatever you want to get to. It's not like in a shopping mall where it's like a map saying you are here and a whole bunch of numbers. It ain't that. The idea is to move you around the town, not just to say here is your endpoint, but here's how you get to your endpoint so that you see as many other things along the way, right? It's about moving people, not telling you where to go, but telling you how to go. Now, this is a big deal. Like if you've ever been in an IKEA store, you're in the midst of a wayfinding Bible, right? You will never just walk to the bed section. You've got to walk through the closets and past the sofas and then the desks, and then you might get to the beds. And when you get to the beds, you're damn sure you're going to need some sheets, but you ain't going to see the sheets right next to the beds. That'd be the easy thing, and you'd be straight out the door with your bedding and bed. They don't want that. They want you to go past all the other stuff in the store so as you have a chance to say, oh, you know what? I actually need some letter openers and curtain rods and tiles and forks. By the time you're done and can finally pick up the thing that you went there to get, you will have walked 1.5 kilometers and accrued a trolley full of stuff that you didn't set out to do. That is wayfinding at its best. It's psychology, it's marketing, it's experience, it's brand building along the way, right? It's not just a case of here's an arrow. It's a case of how is that movement and that direction, how does that work into your brand concept? How does it tell more of a story as you go? How does it keep your eyes open to new things? How does it remind you that you're in front of something that maybe you hadn't thought about being in front of? Wayfinding is a massive deal. Even just signs at the beach. What font you use, how big that font's going to be, how crowded the sign is, like how far away do you have to be to see it without glasses, branding, color size, color types, even what the sign is made out of, how's it going to be maintained, and does it look good on an Instagram post? All of these things are part of a psychology and an industry that at its best you never notice, but the back of your brain notices continually, right? You are continually, willingly being worked by wayfinding experts, and you don't even know it. That's when it's at its best. When it's at its worst, you walk past the store and go, Jesus Christ, where's the restroom already? And have no way of figuring it out. At its best, before you get to the restroom, you've bought 3 other items because they've walked you through into that place where they want you to be. Okay. So now you get what wayfinding is, and that it is a massive industry, right? Every new condo development, hotel, corporate headquarters, parks, streets, municipalities, wayfinding is an important part. If you've ever gone to Steveston in BC and stood there in the middle of the fishing village and gone, well, now what? Because there's no wayfinding to speak of, you understand the value of good wayfinding. Okay, so back to ARway. What is it? ARway is a system whereby you aren't just using signage to get your people where you want them to be, but along the way you're using augmented reality to add to the signage. Let me explain that a bit. So you go to UBC, let's say, right, University of BC, and you need to get to the marketing department. On your phone, you might go, all right, UBC marketing department, and it gives you an address and hopefully a Google map that points you to that place. But once you get there, once you're inside, where's your GPS then? Right? Where's your GPS to say, I'm in the door of this big building, multi-stories, and I need to get to room 302. Where the fuck is that? That's where your GPS has no help for you. That's where you start looking around, you start asking people questions. But really, you don't know where you're supposed to go, and you fumble your way there. ARway is your indoors GPS. You maybe hit a QR code at the front door that says, scan this code to be directed to where you need to be. And that puts a little app on your phone that opens up a real-time map of the facility with an augmented reality path through it, right? Or at various points, you can walk through the place looking at your phone, and as you go, you're being walked through this augmented reality version, a Second Life version, a metaverse, as you would, of the place that you're in. I'm looking at the hallway. I don't know which hallway to take. I look at my phone in front of that hallway, and suddenly I can see footprints riding me through to where I want to be. But also, while I'm there, little bits and pieces that I might want to know along the way. This way, by the way, if you want to go for a pee. If you want to go over this way, maybe you can get a snack at the cafeteria while you wait for your meeting. Over here, there's a little exhibition of the history of the marketing department and some information about that. Maybe there's a coupon of the cafeteria down the way. You can get $5 off a ham sandwich. Fantastic. So what is happening here is what happens in traditional wayfinding, in that you're not just going from point A to point B in the quickest way. You're going in a way where the proprietors of the facility that you're in or outside of want you to go so that you get the best possible experience. Do you walk straight down the street to the library, or do you take a little detour and go to the water park first? Do you go and get a snack? Do you go and get a drink? Do you stop at that store? Do you get a 50% off coupon if you take a left turn instead of a right? All these things that can happen to you are now in your phone. And the facility itself is able to quickly and easily, and without having to spend a bunch of money hiring an expert, set this up using the existing framework within the app. You sign up, and with no experience at all, you can start plotting things down on the floor plan of your facility, spend just a little bit of money on a monthly subscription, and anyone who comes there instantly can use their phone to navigate indoors to whatever it is that they want to navigate to. Now, you might think of this and say, I don't know, is this really a big deal? Is this a thing that needs to happen? Until you think about all the places you go to on a given day where this is a big deal, right? Let's say stadiums. Let's say you're out watching the Canucks and you want to get some popcorn. You can go to the concourse, and you can start aimlessly walking around and seeing what's there. Or in your seat, you could see what's there and maybe get directions to get to it. You know, let's say you're at an amusement park and you don't want to go to that thing where there's a 3-hour wait. What else is around? Tell me where I have to go to get to the tilt-a-whirl. Oh, it's that way. 55 meters, turn left at the carousel. Fantastic. I'll just follow the footprints and get to where I need to be. Let's think about airports. Let's think about transit. Let's think about let's talk about a car dealership where instead of having to go and get a guy to show me the latest model of Corvette, I can have the app show me to the Corvette in the back part of the lot there and give me a whole bunch of information on all the cars I pass as I'm heading there. The more you think about it, the more use this app and this technology, which they have alone, is possible for. The more you can do with this thing, the more you think about it. And the fact that it doesn't require an expert to come to your office and be paid $10,000 to build this thing, because the metaverse right now, the death of it is you don't get a piece of the metaverse unless you pay someone way too much money to build it and then convince people to put on goggles to come and be a part of it. Well, no one wants to be, because there's nothing there. It's Second Life with better graphics. But if I'm at the airport and I need to know where to go to get to D37, I can look at all the signs up and I can try and figure out which ones pertain to me, or I can just hit a button on my phone, look at my phone, and it directs me all the way through to where I need to be. This is an early stage opportunity for the entire wayfinding world to add this as an upsell. All the companies and agencies that currently design signs, wayfinding programs, exhibitions could be selling into this as part of their own opportunities to their clients and value add. Oh, you want us to do the outsource signage? No problem. Hey, while we're at it, maybe there's some fun we could have on indoors as well. We happen to have a guy. It's fantastic. Like, everyone makes money on this thing. This is part of the Nextech 3D.ai universe. Nextech has been spinning off these support companies for some time. They also have Toggle3D.ai, which is a means to turn 2D imagery into 3D objects. Massive deal that they just did with Amazon. That's getting them into the Amazon seller marketplace to turn millions potentially of 2D images into 3D, spinnable, zoomable, fantastic upselling images. Toggle is TGGL. Nextech is NTAR. And ARway is ARway. All three of these companies all revolving around the same concept, which is using AI, using AR, using the metaverse, and converting 2D to the 3D world that we're all heading towards. It's next generation stuff, and they're making real-time revenue right now. This is a company that, for mine, should be accelerating. Three companies that should be accelerating upward. But to me, if you buy all three, if one gets great news, the other two are going to come with it. So NTAR, TGGL, and ARway. Get them on your watch list. I don't care if you buy them or not. Just know what they are. Know that they exist and watch what they're doing, because there is building happening at the pointy end of these things. It's real AI and metaverse in an actual, functional, not blow your brains out budget-wise manner. I think it's really good. I think the CEO of Nextech, Evan Gappelberg, is a smart dude. I think maybe some people think he's too smart. I think there's a portion of the market out there that looks at him and says this guy's a bit smug. But here's what I'm going to say to that. Tech CEO. What tech CEO isn't a little bit smug? Especially one that has now put together three companies that can all swim on their own, that are all making money, and all in areas that are growing in a big way. The first time an amusement park puts ARway in front of its customers and says with big signs, download this app and it will take you through the park to whatever you want to do. You download this app for discounts at every ride. Holy shit, man. Like, the first sporting arena. The other AR companies that are out there in competition with these guys, you know what they do? They get off-the-shelf tech and they go to a sporting team and they say, hey, look, we won't charge you for this, but can you put up a sign saying to your customers, download our app if you want to take your photo with a bouncing dragon? That's what they're doing. And it isn't anything. It's nothing. It's embarrassing. For people's first exposure of AR to be, hey, download this thing and you can take a photo with a virtual reality dragon. Dude, don't waste my time with that shit anymore. I'm not looking at that stuff ever again, if that's the experience I'm having. But if I get somewhere for a meeting and the building is massive and I'm looking around at it for a directory and I don't know where I'm supposed to go, and there's a thing there saying, hit this QR code and tell us where you want to go and we'll walk you through the building. And while we're there, we'll tell you all about the building. Maybe we've got a podcast that sparks up every 50 feet and tells you about this part of the building, what you're going through. Maybe on your way there, there's a couple of discount codes, maybe a couple of coupons, maybe something that tells you, oh, by the way, on your way back, you might want to stop and look at this other thing. Fuck, I'll hit that QR code every time because it's value add. It's not stopping me from getting where I need to be. It's helping me getting from where I need to be, but it's also a value add. And damn it, if the wayfinding community figures this out and starts really leaning into it, you will find it everywhere. It will be in every city. It will be in every tourist attraction. ARway, ARway. I think it's one of those companies that it may not jump in the next week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. People might not understand it for a little bit, but it's going to be cheap because of that. So you got a little time to acquire. At some point, it will not be cheap. At some point, the other shoe will drop, people will get it, and it will spark. And at that point, you don't want to be chasing. If you like this and want more information about ARway, Toggle 3D, or nexttech3d.ai, go to our website, EQUITY.GURU, subscribe here, and get more of these videos into your feed. Once again, I apologize that our 3-minute hits are never 3 minutes. But if we said that they were, 15-minute 40 hits, you probably wouldn't watch.